Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Small Business Success Talk. I'm your host, Christy Smallwood, and today you get a Christy's Corner. While we are working on producing, editing some of the videos that have been video and audio of some episodes that I have recorded recently that have been offsite, outside, and very interesting. So, upcoming episodes include one that was from my Africa trip. Made sure I interviewed the tour operator that came with us. She's a host operator there. Her and her husband live in Louisville, but they're from South Africa. They have a tour company. You get to learn more about Nataba African safaris from Africa, the Shinduli Lodge at the Kruger National Forest or Karangwe Resort. There's details from Africa. So we're editing that one, and we're also editing the one with the marketing mavens where I thought it was going to be poolside. I didn't know it was going to be in the pool. So we took a morning and decided we mastermind before and or after we record episodes. So we've become a close, tight-knit group of ladies, professionals to talk about business and life. Because it's summer, one of them offered up the pool. We're like, yeah, of course we want to meet there. So we decided to do an episode while we're at it. So those things are in the works. Be sure to come back for that. Subscribe so that you get notified when we have new episodes. Share with your friends because you already know. Getting into this, there's a lot of great takeaways that we have whenever I interview other business owners or I have specific, hey, we're going to talk about this particular topic today with other experts in their fields. And of course, you get me every once in a while all by myself because I have a lot to share with my own business learning lessons as we speak. So today's episode, I just wanted to give you a little bit to think about as far as how your business actually functions in the world as a living organism. Now, what does that even mean? Well, one real obvious thing is humans are in charge of your business, meaning you. So because you evolve and adapt to different things, so will your business. Now, if you are being intentional in your business, but here's where it really happens. You're creating a culture. If you have a team of people, that culture is either going to define you or you get to define it. Ideally, you would be strategic about having your core values aligned with the behavior within the workforce, and that gets felt throughout the whole marketplace. I help businesses do that through their leadership programs and culture strategies, things like that. Ideally, that's how it would work, right? But understanding that culture is a human thing, that humans are involved, which means emotions are involved, life patterns happen, life events happen, and our behaviors change because of different life events or experiences that we've had in life. I've just talked about having this trip to South Africa. Well, it changed me a little bit. There's certain things now I'm like, I really can unplug and not work. I thought I had my phone set up right to take international calls and such. I did not. And instead of fucking around with it the entire time, I just let it go and enjoyed the moment. And that's hard for me. And I did it. And now I know I can do it. Now I'm going to do it more because it felt really awesome to feel like a little kid. We are on the hunt for the male lion. Come on now. How often does a person get to do that? I felt like a little kid again, just wandering the woods on the motorbike. It was awesome. It was fantastic. It changed me a little bit. So as I have changes in my life, my business is going to see that reflected because of me. So think about any of the other companies you might pay attention to, but also look at your own company. How has your own business evolved over time? Day one, you set out to conquer the world and you had this big idea and all the things that you wanted to accomplish. 6 months in, you're like, wait, I'm doing something totally different now because you've listened to people and you've said, yes, we'll figure it out later. You've said yes along the way to a lot of different things. So your business kind of settles into a business model. Or you've hit the ground running, you've got a solid business model, and you find out that it's the wrong target. So you have choices to make. You either switch the target or you switch the business model. So because the business will evolve over time. It is this living organism. It ebbs and flows. The marketplace changes, people's behaviors changes, their preferences change. This is as businesses grow up. When I say grow up, they get older over time. If you are not intentionally surfing or learning to surf the marketplace, if you will, catching the wave, riding the waves, and learning how to get back out to catch the next wave, then you're just sitting on the shore waiting for the wave to come get you. That's not how that works. You have to be part of the game. Like, you've got to be in the arena. You've got to keep working it. This is about working on your business instead of in the business because it is a living organism. Think about plants. Anybody got house plants out there? We'll go with house plants. Some people are natural green thumbs. Other people are not. I tend to I love plants. I have a little bit of a green thumb, and it shows around here a lot. Like, even in this video, you see one, but in front of me, there's 5 others. And then my living room looks like a jungle. My bedroom has plants. My kitchen has a plant. Every room except the bathrooms, because this I don't have lighting in the bathrooms for plants. I have plants everywhere. So think about, it's those are living organisms. If I am not caring for those plants, and I have flowers outside right now, those flowers are high maintenance. They need water every day. They need to be fed once a week. Sometimes I have to water them twice a day depending on the heat around here. So I have to be able to nurture that. I have to know what each plant needs from me. And I'm looking at you over there. Sometimes you're a little high maintenance. Sometimes you're not. Like, some talk to me, like my pothos will let me know when it needs something. Other ones are just automatically, I decided to die today because you didn't give me what I needed. As a leader, we have to do that with our people within the business. We have to know them well enough to know what they need, when, and how from us. That's that. And if we're not paying attention to what our leadership style is, we may be missing that mark. It's a living organism. It changes. It grows up. It evolves over time. Just like your kids can go from toddlers to teenagers overnight. It just is, what the hell happened? That's what it can kind of feel like in a business if you're not being intentional and paying attention. I say all that because I know my business is also growing. It's evolving over time. There's some, like, I've probably told the story before. I used to have one umbrella business, Eagle Eye Strategies. And within that, I just did everything I could do for clients, just fell within that business. While I can explain it and it makes sense, because once a business owner comes in, once a client comes in, they might come in because they have a need for marketing, but we discover they have needs for coaching and strategic planning and team training. Well, I can do all of that. So it became one business model. But how you come into that business just looked different for every person. Targets are the same. Gen X family owned business, usually 5 to 7 years. They've kind of hit that mark of, we've just been running with our hair on fire. Now we really want to stop putting out the fires and actually be intentional. Okay, we're at that stage. Great. But it started to become too confused. Like, I had to explain what my business was. So this living organism actually kind of split itself apart into now 2 separate organisms. Now I have Eagle Eye Strategic Marketing. That makes sense. You know exactly what we do. And I have Crusados Leadership Development. Huh, I kinda know what you that's business coaching, right? Absolutely, and training and strategic planning. Well, that makes sense. I don't have to explain it anymore, it just made sense. So, making it more frictionless for others to participate with my brands was one of my strategic objectives. And now I'm stepping back a little bit and looking at the business and say, "Okay, what's that next step for this?" The next step of developing those relationships with potential clients early in this, from the very first time they come across me or the brand, because I don't want the brands to be just reliant on me. I want them to be able to be standalone and have their own recognition, their own personality, the business as its own personality. And my team is excited too. We're at that stage of How can we do that? And we're developing what do we want that personality to be and how do we want to service our clients better and what kind of value are we bringing every time? So we're having these intentional conversations right now. And I'm also a business partner with a friend of mine and a few other brands of business. So collectively, though, we're bringing on a person to share who is going to become a brand manager, brand and client manager, meaning she's going to be front facing. She's going to be able to be with the clients. She's local to us. It's different. It's different because my team is all virtual. I do have one local person, and so, but I haven't seen her since she had a baby. Like, I've seen her on Zoom, but I haven't even taken her to lunch yet. Schedules just haven't lined up. So this organism of my business is changing as we speak. Things are changing all the time. A new hire is going to come in and bring different energy into this place. A new office space. We're looking at that too. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be in my home office all the time. There's going to be actual designated brand business building space for us. I'm excited about that. It's and if you see the video, you saw my face just drop. I was like, but the process to get there is a little overwhelming. There's just a lot to do, which is fine. It'll all work out. But these businesses are evolving over time because they are living organisms. And I'm excited to see what happens with my hands not on the wheel so much that my team is actually starting to pipe up a lot more and they're mapping this out and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. Even with this show. So my team, so thank you, shout out to the entire team that's helping with this. Maverick does the editing. Mostly, I think I really don't even know anymore who all's doing what, but I know Ellie is the social manager of this. Ashley does all of the graphic design work that's needed, and I know Maverick puts things together to put it out for audio and video website distribution. And they all work really well together. Most of the time, I just give them this raw content and they're able to take and run with it, and I very much appreciate them for that. So huge shout out to my team because they're awesome. Everybody's rock stars. Um, and I mean, I say that to them, but as we evolve over time, I'm gonna be able to show them more. Like, it's gonna be a fun place to work because we're more intentional about the heart of it and the direction in which we're going. So while I give advice, while I can coach other people and guide them through all of the obstacles that they may have for themselves and their business, I'm experiencing it as well. I am I manage I that he was not a client, he was a friend of a friend. I met him and we all had lunch together. He's a business owner and he and I talked. He's in Florida. He's a part of another Vistage mastermind group. And I used to do group coaching, still thinking about returning to that model a little bit maybe. And he gave me the best compliment I ever had in that you're different from other coaches, Christy, because you are actually experiencing what we experience. And I'm like, absolutely. And I'm out here getting educated on how to get through all this stuff. What are the best practices? What are the things that we could do? I am still constantly in an education mode. The classes that I take, the master class level, the thousands and thousands of dollars I've put into my own education is ridiculous at this point. However, it benefits my clients a whole lot. And I love to see what their businesses do whenever we work together. Because it's not me doing the work. They are just taking and running with everything they know they need to do anyway. I've just helped unblock them. These living organisms that come and create these ripple effects. Did y'all catch that? Ripple effects out in the marketplace, out into the world can be absolutely magical and amazing when you're in a good mindset to look at it that way. So I highly encourage you to look at it that way. Because doing this game of business can be daunting and tiresome and lonely and frustrating and all of the things. Like all of the things that just make you need to take a nap. And then there's moments like when you're really awake to it and you get to see and be a part of the creation of something really impactful in a good way in this world, and you know darn good and well you helped in your little piece that you have and you brought to somebody else that value and they took and ran with it, it's almost like I do kind of get it when God looks and says, "Oh, look at what they did with the gift I gave them. Pretty good." I I am excited like that because all I did was help unlock themselves and they took and ran with it and are accomplishing big things. So, your business is a living organism. What kind of attention are you giving it? And what kind of attention are you giving you as the lead of that business? So, highly encourage you to take some time to focus on your business, get yourself out of the business so that you can look at it from an eagle eye view, if you will. Haha, you saw what I did there? And if you ever need to have conversation about that, I'm here to support. In the meantime, that's been this episode of Small Business Success Talk. Short and sweet today. Stay tuned for the next episodes. We are in production right now, trying to get those edited so they are the best episodes ever because I'm pretty excited about the difference of it. Love to know your feedback. Give us a great review. Subscribe and share with your friends while you're at it. Appreciate you tremendously. Thanks, and see you on the next episode of Small Business Success Talk. I've been your host, Christy Smallwood.